Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Did we round trip the cycle yet again? I want to know everyone's answers to this. I want to know every single thought that each and every one of you guys have had because it is a glorious Tuesday morning. Now, up on the charts right now, you guys will see the Bitcoin Trollolo line. This is actually just the rainbow chart that a lot of people used, or at least I used a lot during the bear market, and it seems like it is worth bringing up once again as we do feel that we have hit some level of desperation in the markets. Now hold on just a second please as I fix my hair and adjust, getting ready. What is going on, everyone? To answer people watching this after the fact, the answer is simply no. We did not round trip the cycle. Simply put, okay? I know I had it going live for like 5 minutes before I actually joined in on the live stream, but no, we did not round trip the cycle. This is par for the course, ladies and gentlemen. If actually you recall, C90, if you guys actually recall, about 2 months ago, everyone was asking for this. Everyone wanted the meme coin craze to end. Everyone was sick of getting rug pulled. Everyone was sick of getting scammed. Well, guess what, guys? You need the market to crash to get the scammers to go away. When there's no more free money, all we have left are the solid core builders who actually want to be here. So, like it or not, we all asked for this. I don't think we understood what we were asking for at the time, but we all asked for this. Now, do I personally believe that we have round tripped any of our positions? I think that there are some projects out there that we probably have round tripped. If I'm just being completely honest with you guys, I think that there are some that will not gain the same amount of hype that they gained from the previous times that they were hyped up. Overall, though, I do not, even for a fiber of my being, believe that we round tripped this cycle. So that's my answer. I see a lot of you guys answered your own 2 cents here. So let's go through and say good morning and read through what everyone said. We got Zyloni Smock says bamboo. Welcome, Zyloni. Good morning to Reader. Good morning, C90. Good morning, DeSci. Good morning, Beagle. Good morning, Crypto Focus. Good morning, good morning. Hope y'all raking in those gains this morning. No. Two Reader said, I hope not. Dr. Crypto said, good morning. Good morning. Not be we going back to retest. I agree with you, Crypto Focus. Beagle says, we will see. MK says, GM. We were served a larger than normal appetizer and you just got to cancel dinner. Nah, bring out the main meal and let us eat. Let's go. If I have to take some of the leftovers home, I will do that. Have you met your Lord and Savior, the like button yet? I like that. Let's go ahead and replace the pinned message with that one. Just hit that like button. God damn it. How's everyone doing this morning? We're doing fantastic. If Patrick is not bullish, then it's all over. Lucky for you, Beagle, I am a perma bull. Because even though we don't like quoting the famous Jim Cramer here, or the infamous Jim Cramer here, there is a bull market somewhere always. His job is to help us find it. And he still is doing that, even if it is just inversing what he says. Can't type in the chat today. Stochastic RSI, 1 week chart. Wait for the bounce and confirmation over the 20, but be careful of bearish divergences if we do not break that all-time high. I'll say Matic has round tripped. Rip Matic, RIP. Noble Blocks, I'm not interested in looking at any DeSci charts right now. Thank you very much. But Noble Blocks, I said it in the Telegram, or it might have been the Discord earlier today. My opinion on the decentralized science market landscape has not changed at all. It continues to get fundamentally stronger and stronger and stronger, which is why I can comfortably sit here losing money on positions because I understand the fundamental use case and the fundamental value proposition behind decentralized science. So something like Noble Blocks, while it has been bleeding, trust me, I own more Noble Blocks than probably everyone in the chat combined right now. I'm comfortable holding that position even though it's just in a constant state of turmoil because I understand what it is that they're building and the impact it's going to have over a long enough time horizon. And so while you can't say the same thing with meme coins and you can't say the same thing with some tokens out there, I do understand and see the value proposition, or the value creation, I should say, that comes from platforms such as Noble Blocks. So I'm comfortable holding those types of positions. That's why I'm comfortable being down a bunch on Research Coin. I'm comfortable holding it. I don't really have any problems sleeping at night when it's down because I know where it's going. going. Now, we're getting close to points. I will say, yesterday's live stream, we didn't really touch on it. I said when to buy the dip. I will be honest with you guys. I stopped buying the dip on basically everything when we broke below this moving average here. When we broke below the 200-day moving average, I stopped. Some people have the alternate approach to it, but we entered into kind of no man's land when we broke below here. And so I'm going to patiently wait for us to kind of find that support and see when we start rebounding up. The same exact thing with the NASDAQ. If you go look at the stock market, we are in free fall territory. I would not be shocked to see us come back up and retest to see if we can get rejected by the 200-day moving average. But currently speaking, we're in no man's zone or land or whatever you want to say. And honestly, I've made this mistake dozens of times in which we break below key areas and I'm like, look at all these discounts, and they are wonderful discounts. Truly. I think if you can scoop up some projects like Noble, like Data Lake, like ResearchCoin, like Bill, and just wait and fast forward a little bit, you will not be disappointed, knock on wood, with purchasing things at these levels. However, I don't necessarily right now want to sit through that extended period of pain, and so I'm waiting for things to kind of form that bottom and show signs that they are going back up. Now, I was buying the dip pretty aggressively. That is until we saw, like 3 or 4 days ago, we saw that close below the 200-day moving average. That, for me personally, is a hold up and wait and see where this ends up falling to type of moment. That was also when I started scaling into the TLT position, because I do think that the Fed is going to be reactive to the market. Now, we don't have to go over this over and over and over again, because we're going to be here to talk about decentralized science today. I unfortunately do not have any kombucha to drink on the live stream today, so that is a little bit unfortunate, right? I know, I understand. It's crazy because the normal Bitcoin dips, everyone thinks, OMG, bull run over. I know, dude. I understand that, Crypto Focus. I get it. It's tough. Bitcoin goes down, not any more than a normal Bitcoin correction. Like, I understand this is a painful correction. It's only painful because of the altcoin crash that's happening. It's only painful because things like Ethereum are down more than 50%. It's only painful because things like Solana are down over 50%. It's only painful because dominance continues to just truck higher, 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 higher. And it doesn't seem to have any signs of slowing down. And that is because dominance will continue to go higher until the Fed pivots. And that's what the trade on TLT is all about. If you guys want me to talk about it again, I can, in case any of you guys missed it. I scaled in a little bit more here today. So I scaled in back here on Wednesday, and then I scaled in a little bit more here on Tuesday. So just so that you guys are aware of the trade here. The thesis, of course, the Fed is going to have to pivot really quickly, with no indication. They will not tell the market prior, because the market will panic if they do. They're just going to do it. And then when they do it, TLT is going to pop. And when TLT pops, the option premiums will go crazy, and I'll skirt right out of it and start buying the dip again on some of the altcoins. Now, the altcoins I will be buying, I will make publicly available to all of you guys, but it's safe to assume the one above my head I will be scooping more of, because it's at bottom basement discount prices. We'll also be scooping up some of the other. I have a very DeSci heavy portfolio, and it's not that I don't believe DeSci will continue to perform really well. I do. I really, obviously I wouldn't be doing this if I didn't, but I will likely be scaling into some new positions as well. Some of these new coins that have popped up that are tied to platforms that I think people are really keen on using, like Kaito, right? That mindshare graph that you see floating around social media a lot. I really like Kaito, and I'm probably going to scale a little bit more into that position. Also, probably that bubble maps thing, even though they absolutely their bubble maps looks awful, but bubble maps now has a token, and I think it's probably going to do pretty well. I have not researched it at all. When it comes time to start scaling into some of those, I will. But we did not round trip the market. Absolutely not. That was just clickbait, guys. I gotcha. Haha. Mad Electron Engineer, everyone put a W in the chat for a fellow Dynex ambassador. Hit that W. Dynex to the moon, baby. Mad Electron Engineering, give me some good news at that investor. Good news is that the markets are at a discount right now. If you've wanted to scale into positions and somehow you've made it this far without scaling into anything, it is probably a really good time to start prepping your portfolios to be scaling into stuff. We are on this dotted trend line. I'm not certain. I don't have high conviction it will hold. It held during the last consolidation period, so hopefully it does. But ultimately, I think we're coming to this circle. And then after we come to this circle, I think we skyrocket really quickly up about 150% to $190,000. And then I think we hit one of the deepest and darkest recessions that we've had in quite some time. And I know that's not super exciting for people to hear, but I do believe that to be the case. I think we'll kind of, we'll see. Low key, I don't know. I hope I'm wrong, but I also hope that I'm correct. We will see. I have 3 things I want to talk about with you guys today. What's good, Yeti? Hey, hey, hey. Welcome into today's live stream. Did you guys, I'm kind of having a hard time remembering. Could somebody inform Yeti of the schedule that we do these live streams at? Would it be possible? Do one of you guys recall? When do we go live? I can't, for whatever reason, I'm having a brain fart right now. You know, maybe it's just the lack of kombucha. Which, by the way, TMI probably, but when I travel, I don't really get to have the same level of kombucha. So when I come back and have the kombucha, I usually spend a little extra time on the toilet. But it's good. I'm cleaning out all the junk crap that I eat, right? Okay, 3 things to pull up. Number 1, Genomes DAO. So Genomes DAO has now issued those rewards. You get 50% APY if you stake your genomes. Once you start staking your tokens, you will begin to gain KIT at 50% APY. So they just launched another token. That's interesting. So looks like I have to go start staking all my genome here because I don't know what KIT's for, but I kind of want it. I want it. I want to farm it all. And since Genome is one of those projects that just is consistently putting in the work, token continues to go down, but fundamentals behind project continue to get stronger and stronger. Look at that. Look at that historic rise. Look at that. About midway through last year, they started absolutely skyrocketing with their users and their commits to people with their genetic testing kits. This is a company that I think will gain an egregious amount of market share, and then hopefully the token price appreciates in some sort of relationship to the fundamentals behind it. Right now it's not, and so I'm comfortable holding those tokens, and then I'll just stake them and see what they do with the KIT token. Yeti, we go live at 12:06 Eastern, Monday through Friday. God damn it, C90. Yeti's working hard. Back off, buddy. I'll be driving to Amsterdam at 4 a.m. tomorrow for Web3 Amsterdam. God damn. A van full of equipment. My voice is not appropriate to do a sheesh. Yet he's in the trenches 24/7 for sure. I know. Honestly, he really is. That dude is working at 24/7. You know he only sleeps like 30 minutes a night or something like that? I think his average sleep score is like a 2. Crazy. Is it a van down by the river? Goals. With this current market, I don't know that any of us could even afford a van down by the river. I know a lot of you guys in the Discord started talking that the yacht party is now going to be a kayak party. Probably, yeah, honestly. It seems like it's going to be one of those inflatable little kayak things. Life vests. Of course, everyone needs life vests. I'm going to sleep 4 hours a day. LOL. Yeah, that's rough. I'm going to save the Dynex post here for last, because best for last, of course. We're going to talk about what Paul posted here, okay? Paul getting a little bit defensive here. You know, I love this kind of content. I love when founders of projects, especially the likes of Paul, get a little defensive, a little feisty, a little fiery in the world of DeSci. Anyone who says DeSci is a scam is jaded by short-termism. Kind of a unique new word. Is this a word? Okay, termism is a tendency to prioritize immediate results over long-term goals. Learn something new every day, and has lost the values that created Bitcoin and Ethereum, solving long-term problems for real people. BioProtocol, first BioDAO on Solana, is by Harvard alumni and biotech legend Ethan, who is, I just did an interview with Ethan, and they are doing the Curetopia raise, Cures, and I think it just closed actually 19 minutes ago. So I want to take a second and actually go look and see how much they managed to raise, if you guys are cool with that. Here it is. Open in a new tab. They absolutely started skyrocketing on the raise towards the end of it. Yeah, look at that. So when I did the interview, they only had 1,000 SOL raised, and they ended up finishing with 14,000 SOL, which is a total contribution of $1.76 million, which is absolutely astonishing. That is crazy, actually. They, like, in the last couple hours, they skyrocketed in the amount of SOL was dedicated to this auction. So hell yeah to Cures. Hopefully everything works out really smoothly for them. I'm curious if they're going to do the staple pop, drop, and lock it formation that all DeSci seems to do at launch lately. If I had to put my money on it, I would say yes, but we will see what it actually comes out to. Props to the team there. That is a lot of money to raise at the current ethos behind, like, the current state of the market dictates that you shouldn't be able to raise that much. And so the fact that they did, I think, indicates the market's understanding of how valuable this type of stuff is, right? Honestly, also, people are probably evolving a little bit and realizing that when sentiment is at the lowest is when you're supposed to be scooping up the bags the most. So shout out Cures. But I agree with Paul so far. Ethan's dedicated his life to helping families find cures for rare diseases. The auction is reaching 10,000 SOL and closes in the next hour. I want to thank Solana community for the warm welcome during an incredibly tough downturn. It's proof people want utility and believe in DeSci. Build long-term, CZ cautioned recently, and here's the story. Ooh, this is actually going to be kind of cool. This will be cool. I'll try and skim through it pretty quickly. First emailed, actually, let's get some ones in the chat if you guys want me to read through this, and put a 0 in the chat if you want me to skip through it. Awesome for bio. I bought a small amount just to support DeSci. Let's go. Yacht party, but we are the crew working there. I know, yeah. All of you guys are going to have a assigned role during the yacht party, and each person is going to have to fulfill that role or get dumped overboard. Or we'll do what they did in the olden days, and we'll tie you to a rope, okay? And we'll throw you out in front of the boat. And then we'll drive over you, and as you get dragged behind by the rope, hopefully we'll pull you up before you hit the rotors, though, so that you'll be good. You won't get chopped up or anything, but if you don't fulfill the role... Okay, hold on. I'm going to reset. Water. Not sponsored, although it should be. All right, we're getting a couple ones. Last night we watched a whole like homicide documentary. Yeah, but I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. So first emailed Ethan in 2019. Ethan was an inspiration to me early on when I looked for answers to a crisis I had seen since my teenage years. At 14, I asked myself why family members were prescribed antidepressants or Adderall. I felt this was a failing system. +1. I fell into a rabbit hole of online biohacking forums and geeked into all sorts of things from longevity to nootropics and genetics. At 14 is crazy. I first cold emailed him in 2019 when I founded Molecule DAO after going to the only community I could discover about what I wanted to build. His talk was so inspiring, I wanted to learn from him. I emailed him twice, and the second time he told me he didn't have time to give advice. Damn. The Open Source Pharma Foundation, launched by a policy professor at Harvard with an Indian institute simply because they decided they wanted to develop drugs without patents and work in GitHub repos. They accelerated numerous drug candidates in tropical diseases and malaria. Gates Foundation funded a stage 1 trial with very promising results, but nobody wanted to ever fund a stage 2 trial because there was no potential commercial strategy. We tried to launch a DAO with them, but the basic premise makes so much sense. I feel like he should have proofread this a little bit. Is it just me? You are sick, Patrick. Apparently it's not sick, it's allergies. But yeah, I feel sick. I feel sick as a dog right now, actually. If we did drug research in the open, scientists In the open, scientists collaborate and we accelerate cures. But when I heard that a promising malaria vaccine funded by the Gates Foundation had no hopes of ever making it to trial because nobody funds drugs without patents, I realized how broken the system was. Anyone who tells you biotech research should be open doesn't understand what the system incentivizes for. It incentivizes for returns, not impact or outputs, not cures. It punishes open innovation because this threatens the margins. But Ethan tried it with Perla PBC. Oh, I didn't know I was following them. That's cool. Which you can find many stories about. He pitched biotech VCs a new model of public benefit cooperation incentivizing data sharing among families. Unfortunately, post-seed stage biotechs need to play by the rules, and I recall he failed to raise follow-on funding. But he learned that patents are champions, they make it happen. That patients are champions, they make it happen. In 2021, Ethan emailed me about the blue and out of the blue and proposed I connect with another rare disease founder excited by VitaDAO. Vibe Bio was focused, let's go ahead and hit that follow button just like you guys should. Vibe Bio was focused on this use case, and we had enough to do with our first DAO, so things went dormant again. So he was too busy. I'm sorry guys, I'm having a hard time reading right now. Oh my god, there's so many more words. Brilliantly, EMC McCarthy Page, I'm following them as well, invited Ethan to speak at the DeSci Berlin event last year and he gave the best talk in my view and laid out the vision for a DAO. It's simple. 1. Rare diseases are not lucrative for industry because populations are so small, but it's the life and death of a child and could be prevented. No insurance will cover you, so you're basically an entrepreneur in this disease now. Blader recently became on MIRA, turned into a beautiful story. Oh, I remember this. Remember that token that launched to help that little girl who had a problem? And it launched on Solana with Pump Fund, and then they used the funds to kind of treat her cancer. 2. Rare diseases can be cured, but scientists need data and impulses from patients and a bit of funding. What normally happens in boardrooms and strategy meetings and expensive labs is now run by a father trying to save his daughter at every cost and prevent anyone else from facing this. Ethan realized you can cut the cost down massively by helping the parents project manage. Managing the data safely, which is sensitive, and budgeting costs and refining drug development. Sharing data is sensitive, and why trust crypto? Patients have made bad experiences with data sharing powered by Cure. What? Ethan got a therapeutic into stage 3 FDA for under $5 million. That normally costs billions and takes years. Bullish on Ethan. God damn. I didn't realize he was so in the trenches like that. Regulators actually work with you here and fast track because the need is so big. Bioprotocol gave Ethan and Team Builder grant in Q3 Bioprotocol gave Ethan and team a builder grant in Q3 last year so he could accelerate his work. We knew we wanted to launch. Instead of building a DAO, he went out, took the 100K and said, "Let me show you what this gets you." He ran a yeast screen and discovered 2 novel targets and filed 2 patents. When you ask, does Cures have a product it's selling? Bitcoin doesn't sell a product. It provides an alternative to a massive real-world problem. And Rare Diseases provides a system that could generate thousands of products for millions and would have never been possible before. And the consumer will hold Cures for life because they care about access, not profit. Incredibly grateful to these 4 people and encouraging us to bring DeSci on Solana onwards. Then he shows the emails. Okay, so I'm not going to be reading anything else that long. That was too many words for my brain, apparently, especially at this point. But that is a beautiful story. it is really, really cool to see Ethan have such a massive success right now. And so props to Ethan and the rest of the team over at Rare Diseases, Curetopia. I think it's going to be a really wonderful thing to watch play out, and they honestly already have the frameworks established to make it successful. Like you saw right here, instead of building the DAO with the $100,000 that Bio gave them, he went out and found 2 novel drug approaches that he could actually use for rare diseases. So he's showcasing how efficient he's going to be. So it's really, really cool. Doctors and lawyers cannot write, and Patrick cannot read. I know. One of the best lawyers in crypto, sir. Gordman is ready. Okay. Really exciting. Really cool to see that kind of activity in action. And again, they just finished the raise. My hair's all crazy. Oh, Quant Bond has another powerhouse joining the advisory board. The CEO and co-founder of the Quantum Security and Defense Working Group is leading the charge in quantum secure communications. Speaking of quantum, let's go look at what Dynex posted here. Dynex's generative AI reasoning challenge, who is right? So, as you guys are well aware right now, of course, because you've been paying close attention to everything that's happening over at Dynex, they recently just finished up the first iteration of their version of ChatGPT, right? It is an LLM, okay? A large language model built on top of Dynex using quantum reasoning, all right? And so this, as you guys know, has been what we've been waiting for patiently for a very long time, as AI and large language models all need to be running on top of quantum systems in the future if they're going to maintain any kind of competitive edge. And so Dynex right here is opening the door to this, and they showcased an example here with a pretty convoluted reasoning question that I think is interesting to test out the different models with. And they showcased that Dynex's LLM was the only LLM that had a different answer than Grok, Claude, and ChatGPT, right? So here we go. Quote, a detective interviews 3 subjects, Alice, Bob, and Charlie. He knows that exactly one of them is telling the truth, okay? So only one statement can be true, while the other 2 are lying. Here's what they say. Alice says Bob stole the painting. Bob says Charlie is lying. Charlie says Alice is lying. Who is the thief? Okay? So, for example, if Charlie is telling the truth, only one of them can be telling the truth. So if Charlie's telling the truth and Alice is lying, then Bob did not steal the painting because Alice said that Bob stole the painting, right? It's a very convoluted little thought-provoking thing here, and I want you guys to really think about it, because the other 3 models, ChatGPT, Claude, and Grok, said that Alice is the thief, right? So if Alice is the thief, okay, so I had worked this out in my head before I went live so that we could talk about it, but I talked about so many other things. SpecTruth is DMing me, bullish. Basically, the answer is that Bob is the thief and that Alice is telling the truth. Alice says Bob stole the painting. Bob says Charlie is lying, and Charlie says Alice is lying. All the other AIs said that Alice stole the painting. Alice is the thief. Alice is the thief. Alice is the thief. But Dynex's said that Bill is the thief. That Bob is the thief. And it has to do with some advanced reasoning, logical reversal complexity. The model must correctly interpret one truth, 2 lies, and reverse the implications. I do not keep an eye on the chat. I do keep an eye on the chat. Yeti says, I've got DM for you. Just sent you a small video to show how it worked it out. Okay, Patrick did it. I did do it. I stole the painting, and I sold it so I could buy the dip. All right? All right. You get it? Here's how it worked it out. Okay, ready? Full screen. It's also impressive. I need to get it over to the other screen so that I can show you this, but I don't want to show everything. Whatever. It doesn't matter. None of it matters. It's all just nonsense. Okay, ready? This is how it worked it out. You guys can't see everything, but you guys can see enough. Pretty interesting, huh? See how quick that was? Bob is the thief, period. If Charlie is lying, comma, then Bob is telling the truth, period. If Bob is telling the truth, then Alice is lying, period. If Alice is lying, then Bob is telling the truth, comma, which contradicts Alice's statement that Bob stole the painting. Therefore, Bob is the thief. If Alice is lying, then Bob is telling the truth, which contradicts Alice's statement, right? Because, let's see this. I don't know, man. I think I disagree with it. Here's what they say, right? So if Bob stole the painting, that means Alice is telling the truth here, right? But if Bob is telling the truth, Bob says Charlie is lying. And if Charlie is lying, that means that Alice is actually telling the truth. But if Alice is telling the truth, then you have two truths, right? Because then Alice would be telling the truth and Bob is telling the truth. And Charlie would be the only one who's wrong. But this says that only one person can be right and two have to be lying. You did break me. Because if Bob actually did steal the painting, that means that two people are correct. But with Alice stealing the painting, I don't know how Alice stole the painting. Bob stole the painting. But Charlie says that Alice is lying. If Alice is... one of them has to be correct, right? I don't think Alice can be telling the truth. Charlie has to be telling the truth, but then who's the thief? Charlie says that Alice is lying, which means that Bob did not steal the painting. And if Bob did not steal the painting, that leads it down to Charlie or Alice who stole the painting. And Alice is a liar, which means she probably stole the painting, huh? What is the reasoning between the other models? If Bob is truthful, then Charlie must be lying. But Charlie's statement is Alice is lying, which means Alice is actually truthful. This contradicts our assumption that only one person can tell the truth, so Bob cannot be a truth teller. Step 2, assume Charlie's telling the truth. If Charlie is truthful, then Alice is indeed lying. See, the real answer to the question is that because we live in parallel universes, each one of them stole the painting in their own universe. So you forgot the confounding variable of asking which of the universes is this real. Why would Bob say that Charlie is lying? Unless he had something to cover. I know, because he just incriminated himself, right? If Bob's saying that Charlie's lying and Charlie's saying that Alice is lying and Alice is saying that Bob stole the painting, then Bob is saying, no, Alice is correct, I did steal the painting. Why would he incriminate himself? I just don't think it's real. I don't think there even was a painting to steal in the first place. Yeah, I don't know, man. I think it's got to be broken. I can't brain. Patrick did it. 100% Patrick did it. And I will liquidate the asset instantly. Actually, I'm going to stake it through a real-world asset staking platform, receive staked painting, and trade my staked painting for some extra Solana to go and buy the Cures auction. That's the only viable answer here. Anyways, Dynex has their quantum LLM, right? Which obviously is more advanced at reasoning than previous LLMs, as expected. I want to see some stats behind it. You know, I want to see like how many qubits did it take? How many qubits does it use to pull answers for the LLM? How much is it, one job, or is it one job every single time it reasons? Answer is time crystal. Hell yeah, Beagle. We're back at the blue-yellow dress experiment. I know. Except that dress was blue and black, not gold and white. And you can use here. Yeah, well, it's all right. We don't need to go down that rabbit hole of experimenting with it. That was basically all I had to talk to you guys about today. What else would you guys like to talk about? SpecTruth is DMing me on X, I'm assuming. Let's go ahead and pull this over here so that you guys can't see. And then we'll go see what Spec says. 4 minutes ago. Ooh, that is exciting. Yeah, I don't see why not. Let's set it up. Let's set it up, Spec. Hell yeah. Let's do both of them. Let's do both. Both. We'll coordinate on when. Right? Are you still available right after this call or right after this live stream for like a quick chat before I put my head down and start working on stuff again? I usually go on a walk though. Actually, I want to take a 15-minute walk and then I will come back and we can chat. Deal? Beautiful. Why is it not just letting me log in? I'm trying to do the estimate. That is my email. And that would be the password. Still not. Forget my password. Okay. No, why would I save the password when I just told you I forgot the password? I'm trying to get into Eagle AI so that I can show you guys what it's predicting. All right. Yeti, I was available for the call, but then you were not. All right, now we're here again. There we go. Successfully signed in. I think it's because they changed stuff around. Okay, you guys probably won't like it too much. Eagle AI is predicting Bitcoin to drop here pretty instantly down to 80,000. Let's go ahead and see the 4-hour prediction. Those are usually a little bit more accurate with their estimates. Yep. So Eagle AI is predicting a drop in Bitcoin here from 81,679 down to 80,700. And so let us bring this in here and go check out the chart to see if we also agree with them. Let's go to the 15-minute chart. I don't know, man. That seems like a hard thing to pull off right now. It looks like things are pretty bullish here for us to go back down to here. Maybe not, though. Maybe it pulls it off. Eagle AI has been scary accurate with its price predictions. Let's go check BTC as well. Or, not BTC. Is it frozen? You motherfucker. Let's go check ETH. Oh, ETH dropped down to 1900. I love a good drop. $30 drop. I don't know. It looks like it's got a lot of momentum here. We'll see. He hasn't let Don have food in 3 months. I know. Don's been MIA. I think Don deceased, actually. Was eating dinner. Yeah. You should just be an aeritarian, Yeti. Consume the oxygen. No, you weren't. You were giving a live demo in Dynex's Discord. You were in there giving a live demo. I watched it. I was there. I was just in one of my alt accounts. I'm just kidding. I don't actually have alt accounts. Because when I create the alt accounts, they somehow still link to my regular account. And then it's like, oh, Patrick's joined. And I'm like, motherfucker. We should though, like, actually, jokes aside though, we do need to hop on a call. Holding ETH is just pain. Yes. We're all masochists. Oh well. If I fall, bury me with my ledger. Truth. Inflation down. Big league. You are going to start believing the media now. LOL. U.S. inflation index. Did we get CPI readings today? Guys. I almost got it. Get out of here. No, we did not. Tomorrow, we get CPI reading. Expecting 2.9, previous 3. Inflation coming down again. I think we might get a shocking surprise to the downside with inflation, because a lot of these tariffs, believe it or not, I know they are inflationary over a medium time horizon. In the immediate impact of tariffs, it is pretty deflationary, simply because everyone stops spending. Everyone just grinding halt, so that they can adjust all of their balance sheets and adjust everyone's expectations of what things are going to cost. Immediately, it is just a screeching halt on everything. Core PPI, 0.3. It'd be pretty solid. We will see. We shall see. All right, guys. I think I'm going to end it a little bit early because I don't really have anything else to talk about. I really have to go to the bathroom and I'm starving. And I'm going to go on the walk and then I'll call Truth. And then Yeti, DM me what your availability is so that we can schedule a little conversation. QLLM uses multiple jobs, parallel jobs, and uses around 400 qubits each job, and it runs a lot of jobs. That's bullish. That's really cool. That is really cool. Sure, go walk. Okay, good. All right, guys, your time's your most valuable asset. Hopefully this was worth investing it into. We had a pretty interesting little live stream here today. Got a lot of cool conversation topics. Eagle AI is predicting still a massive couple percent drops here. Not really even that massive, but it's expecting a trade down. Maybe we should start trading with Eagle AI. 0.2% decline. All right, guys. I'll see you in the next live stream. Peace out. Stop